Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash. Oops, sorry about that. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash. It is the podcast with terrible tips, great yarns, minimal editing now because we're sort of figuring it out. Now that we're sort of delving in and getting there, it's becoming easier. Well, I don't know if it's becoming easier, but we're slowly getting there. I don't know, we're figuring it out. How you going?
Well, I'm all right. I was kind of like forgot that you were going to hand it over to me in a second. It just sort of shocked me.
Sorry, I can take the reins back again if you want. You know me, I love having a yarn.
Yeah, I'm all right. As I was just saying off air, I'm feeling a little bit shitty today, a bit of a sore throat and all that. So
that's beautiful, especially considering the times that we live in.
Yeah, it's not great. But you know what? I was thinking what might make me feel better.
What?
Probably a Dr. V.
Yeah, I was just about to say we probably should give a shout out to our sponsor, Dr. V Energy Drinks. They've been a really good, great friend of ours for the last couple of months. We'll quickly run through some of the goodness about them. Obviously, their slogan is "Be Better." So obviously, be better, recover better. So it's an adaptogenic energy drink full of 100% natural energy. Now, a little bit of research myself have been doing. And as we've mentioned on this podcast several times, we are avid researchers. So the herbs that they use in these special sexy little drinks have been used for centuries by Russians for their energy enhancing benefits, which is phenomenal. So they've been tested on Russian athletes, astronauts, soldiers. So the Russians are really like probably ahead of the game. So if you want to get ahead of the game as well, you should be drinking Dr. V. Now, when we talk about adaptogens, I also can't speak properly. There are 4 what's the word, Petey?
Adaptogens?
Adaptogens benefits that come with these drinks. Now, that's mental clarity. It helps fight fatigue, improves stamina, and just promotes general health and well-being. Now, on this podcast, we've mentioned that there are 4 drinks: Bender Mender, Siberian Rush, Karma Karma, and Brainstorm. So there's 4 drinks, 4 benefits. I don't know what else you could do. Actually, I know what you could do. You could head over to www.drv.com.au and have a little browse, pick which adaptogen benefit you would like in your life. And they've actually done us a deal. We're going to give you 25% off if you use the discount code FFF, all in lowercase, at the checkout. And guess what? You'll be better. So as Petey said, she's feeling a bit under the weather. So you might need to hook into them ASAP. I actually had a Bender Mender in bed last night before I was going to sleep watching the NFL because I thought, you know what, I'm going to nip this hangover in the butt and have that as I'm like going off to bed. And to be honest, I didn't actually feel that bad. So there you go. The proof is in the pudding. I'm living out the Russian dream.
That's beautiful. I actually will say one thing about Dr. V is my beautiful sister bought some just because she was like, want to taste it. Plus she was like, well, I've got 25% off. Why wouldn't I? Anyway, there was like a truck crash and her parcel must have been on that. So it didn't come to her house. She was thinking, oh no, but I will say normally Dr. V's delivery quite prompt and all that. Anyway, so it didn't come and she emailed them and they were so apologetic. They were so good to her. They got back to her straight away, sent her out hers, plus some extras all over it. Like, so they do look out for you. Obviously shit like that doesn't happen very often, but when it does, if like unexpected things happen, they really sort you out. So
Well, I'll be honest, like I've had many of phone calls with Richard, who is obviously high up in the Dr. V game, and he's an absolute champ of a bloke. Kim as well, a couple of conversations with her over the Instagram page. They're all absolutely lovely people. So I've actually thoroughly enjoyed working with them, and the fact that that's 100% natural energy, we get a discount. Sorry, you guys get a discount code, and if there's truck crashes that sort of put the brakes on your orders, you're still going to get them anyway, and possibly extras. But we're hoping for no truck crashes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's everyone drive safe out there, please.
Yes, definitely.
Now, I know it's been not long between, we haven't had like a big turnaround since the last one. The reason being, I might kick my week off because it's going to explain why we've had to do the podcast a little bit quicker. Let me get my notes because, again, I'm not fucking organized. So for the second time in potentially a month, my computer's getting another little facelift because silly old crab over here dropped her computer, and yeah, so I need to get my computer fixed. I don't know when I'm going to get it back, and so I was like, we need to smash this out. But look, again, there's still plenty to yarn about. We've still got plenty of goodness for you guys, whether you like it or not. So yeah, the computer will be getting fixed tomorrow at Apple Charlestown, so shout out to them. What else? Obviously, we touched on last week. It was my birthday on the 25th, which was yesterday. So I turned the big 28. I started my day at work on night shift, which was just exactly where I wanted to be. I had like a super productive day planned. However, I missed my alarm and didn't wake up until 12:30. So I just, kind of got up, and then I was in this like massive tears trying to organize like this computer fix up thing and whatnot. But other than that, it was actually a pretty good day. I went to the gym, had dinner with my family, which was really lovely. I know no one cares, but like I am now a proud Miami Dolphins fan in the NFL. Like I'm starting to become obsessed a little bit with it. So I've managed to score myself this sick little Miami Dolphin shirt. I actually got this mad Nike hat too off a guy I think it's called Thrill of the Thrift on Instagram. So if I remember, I'll put his tag in the little tag thing. But yeah, he's got some cool little vintage stuff, and this Dolphin shirt, perfect. So I'm loving that. But I've also become like the worst omen in the world for the Dolphins because they continuously lose. So
Bad luck charm.
Sorry about that, guys. But other than that, I've actually had a couple of good wins. Even though it's not my turn in the Panthers club, I've actually had a good couple of wins on the ponies, the basketball. I had a good win. The cricket, which I'll touch on in the notable mentions. And I had another good win on the NFL this morning. So all in all, my punting is going not too bad.
Yeah, I've seen a few of your slips, they're good to see.
Well, look, if you get up, and Brooke, if you're listening, if you get up, I want to see them. I want to see the win. Like I want to congratulate you girls. Actually, if any of you guys out there have any good like bets or wins or whatever, send them through because I love getting around that.
Yeah, and it's always good to see people get up.
We love to see it because we're always down so much. The DOMS that we touched on last week is still an issue. So I did like quite a heavy leg session. Yes. Well, I shouldn't say heavy because I'm still doing bitch weights because I'm easing myself into it. But holy doolies, the DOMS in my legs today are incredible. I was going to go for like a little run as well, but then I was like, nah, I'm sort of semi hungover and I'm not. But holy shit, my like glutes are killing me. I'm like stretching them like every possible second that I can.
I've actually like gotten better this week a little bit.
Really? Well, I'm doing something wrong.
I went yesterday and it was like, I'm a little bit sore today, but nothing like I was. But I think I realized the back of my arms that was like the most painful bit. I think that actually came from chin ups.
Ooh, that'll do it.
Because I went to do them again. Nah, like in like narrow grip.
Yeah, narrow.
I went to do them again yesterday and I was like, this was definitely what hurt them.
Well, I know exactly what stuffed me up. It was those like barbarian split squats into barbell hip thrusts. And like, they were bitch weights. Like they were like nothing impressive. Like I'm not giving you numbers on here, guys, because it was not impressive. But oh my God, my ass is killing me.
Yeah.
Speaking of like the gym and stuff, I'm actually back on the PT train tomorrow. So I've decided to give PT a go again, even though, well, obviously the gyms have been closed for like 3 months. So, and I did not want to do Zoom. I hate doing like Zoom podcasts. So I was like, I'm not fucking Zoom PTing someone. So good friend of the show, Tim Cameron, I'm going to hook back up with him tomorrow. We're going to get back into some PTing, which I'm kind of looking forward to that. See how that goes. He's probably done more in the off season, not the off season, but the lockdown off season than I have. So looking forward to that. And the only other thing that I had for my week, I caught up with a mate that I used to work with in the Potlines today. We had a beer at the Braddy, and so that was nice to see him. Shout out Brad. I don't know if you listen, but if you do,
be with Brad at the Braddy.
Brad at the Braddy. It was good to see you, mate, and I miss you in line 3. But anyway, that was my week in a nutshell. And by week, I mean it's Tuesday, so who knows?
It's been like 2 days.
Who else could possibly happen? Next week's list will be huge, probably.
I did think you had a potato bake story to tell, though.
Oh. I'm like, wait, which one? No, I've actually got 2 potato bake stories to tell today. But obviously last night I went out for dinner with the family, and I don't know, I'd hooked into the beers a little bit, not super early, like especially for my birthday, like not super duper early. But by the time I got to the pub with my family, I'm like, I don't really feel like eating, but they're like, you have to eat. So anyway, I ate, drank copious amounts of beers and got a little bit silly. Had another beer when I got home. And then I took my Bender Mender to bed. And anyway, it was like 10 o'clock at night and I was starting to feel a little bit peckish. And block your ears if you don't want to hear this, guys. But like, yeah, I didn't have clothes on because I was feeling hot. It was a balmy night. So anyway, I was like, surely I know there's leftover potato bake in the fridge. So I'm going to quickly nip. My family's asleep. All the roommates are in bed. I'm going to nip to the kitchen and quickly go and grab myself like a handful of potato bake and run back. Not only did I as soon as I stood up out of bed, I fucking sneezed twice, and I sneezed like my dad, like the loudest human being in the world. Anyway, so I've sneezed twice. Then I quickly scurry out to the kitchen and I let another sneeze go. Anyway,
Stealth mission's becoming a bit louder and louder.
I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I sneezing so much? Anyway, so by the time I get to the fridge, which was probably like a bull in the china shop anyway, trying to get this potato bake out. Next minute, my roommate comes out, roommate being my mum, comes out. She's like, are you okay? And here I am with standing in the fridge with my hand in the potato bake, starkers, and it's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. Sorry you had to see this. I'm a little bit hungry. She's just like, what the fuck? So yeah, naked midnight snacks are a big thing in the Creben household.
They're also a big risk though.
It was a risk, and
high risk, high reward.
High risk, high reward. Exactly, because the potato bake was fantastic, and then I tipped off to bed, and there you go. Felt heaps better. But anyway, I wasn't going to tell that, but I'm glad we got that out, and now everyone knows how fucking weird I am. What have you been up to in the last 4 days? Please tell me something not as weird as me.
Like I said, I'm not feeling that well today, which is like a big concern because I am working in Kempsey, and COVID is literally running rampant in Kempsey at the moment, which is like Kempsey, which is like not good because, that's never good. And they're also a small community and it's all like quite close knit. So I feel like it kind of just like spreads real easy there. But I'm feeling a little bit off today and I'm like, that would be such a pain in the ass if I'm have COVID. So fingers crossed I don't.
Are you going to get a test or not?
I think, I don't know. I might just like wake up because I have been talking so much today. So I'm just going to wait. Maybe I'll wait and see how I wake up in the morning. If I'm not crook anymore, then I
Your
wouldn't.
larynx might be a little bit inflamed. You might need a buttermenthol or something.
Yeah, probably.
Or
Something
you could
like
have
that.
COVID.
It could be either. But anyway, I'll see I'll wake up in the morning, but that is unfortunate. It was actually a few ladies at work today. They had like their families all got it. So they were like,
that's the concerning part.
no, not the fam they live with, but like, yeah.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Yeah,
Get
it's
a
all
test.
a bit,
Let's get
a little bit itch. Yeah. Yeah, well, I know. I feel like guilty about having the days off, which I shouldn't because it would be worse to spread COVID. But anyway, we'll see how I wake up. And then on Sunday, I made the trip to Grafton to celebrate my pa's 80th birthday.
Oh, which happy birthday, Pa.
His birthday is actually the same day as yours.
Great day. I hope his day wasn't as depressing as mine.
Well, I think his yesterday might have been. He was probably a little bit. Sorry, my sister's trying to. Oh.
I know. I just had a phone call
trying
too.
to.
Bruh, we're in the middle of something, guys.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh no. I'm just gonna really stop this for 2 seconds.
That's all right. I know how to edit this out. If
it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, I don't know. Quite often this random like video will start playing in my headphones when we're on a podcast that's about bones and biomedical science. It's like from one of my classes from my first year of uni, and my sister
we've had that.
It's happened heaps of times. Yeah, it just starts playing. But my sister tried to call me, and I like clicked the side to make it hang up, and then that somehow triggered my computer to play the biomedical science vid. So I was like, oh, but anyway, we're done. The day was lovely. We went out for lunch there. My dad, auntie and uncle came. Mum and dad were there. I didn't drink too much because I had work to do when I got home because I was way too hungover Saturday to do my work I had to do.
What did you do Saturday?
Nah, fuck all. I just like laid around, But I did the podcast.
You said you drank, but you were hungover.
No, yeah, remember, well, I actually spoke about this on the last podcast.
We need to also bring something to our attention. My mum thinks I have like severe like memory problems because like there's so much shit that like I've been forgetting. So, and I don't remember having that conversation. I know that we did the podcast in the morning. Did we?
On the Saturday, because I was hungover on the Saturday. I'd been running, but you were surprised I'd been running because I was hungover.
Wait, yes. Now it's all coming back to me. Yep. Sorry.
Anyway, I didn't drink that much because I was too hungover Saturday to get my uni work done. So then I didn't drink that much because I knew I had to get my uni work done when I got back from Grafton. So I only had a couple beers, but then my pa insisted on making me a blue margarita when I got home, which was so strong, but actually pretty good. And I was like, I already haven't really drunk today. I don't feel like I need this. So I had like half it and it was quite nice, but I was like, I'll save this, have this on another day with you. Basically, yeah, the only other thing yesterday then I just had like not a lazy day. I went for a walk and then I went to the gym. Then I went and like laid by the pool.
Yeah, the weather's kind of like turned on again. It's nice.
Yeah, it's been really nice. Yesterday was so nice. And like Frankie and I were just like diving into the pool and like all that sort of nonsense. Like I don't even make my dog Frankie get in the water. She just finds a ball and she'll chuck it in the water herself and like dive in after it.
Oh my God, you don't have to do anything.
No, I mean, she wants me to, but I always wait until she's dived in herself first. Otherwise I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm forcing her to dive in if I throw the ball in there.
Well, that was like Benny, my old little Pomeranian. He just like loved water. And I remember being at mum and dad's once and the dogs were just like running around out the back. And we might've been just sitting at the table having coffee or having dinner or something. And then next minute, Benny's like standing at the glass window looking at us, and he was like completely saturated, looking like a drowned rat. And we're like, oh my fucking God, like he squeezed through the pool fence and like gone for a little swim.
Yeah, because like anyway, pool fence is like designed to keep out small kids, but not very
Small
small dogs.
Oh my God. It sent my mum into a tears. And I was just like, oh, well, she's never babysitting him.
But I will say this one actually, I feel like is weirder than your potato bake story, but like not funny weird, just kind of like weird that I did that. But I actually had a lot of fun doing it. When I was swimming in the pool yesterday, I like we've got all those like stones around the pool, and we used to like chuck them in, and I like just was like, fuck it, like I got nothing to do, and I was like chucking the rock to myself to the bottom and like diving for the stones like I used to when I was 5.
You got to keep yourself entertained somehow. Like you've got no one up there.
There was no one home, and I was just like throwing them behind my head and then just like diving for
trying to catch them.
And not catching them, just getting them off the bottom.
How long did this game go on for?
Maybe 15 minutes.
Well, that's 15 minutes longer than it should have.
When mum and dad were like saying something, and I was like, because like Frankie kept watching me dive for them, but obviously she can't swim to the bottom. And like on the last one, she was just like running around the outside of the pool, like skitzing at me for like diving around so much. And then I like dove down for the last one, and I heard this noise above me, and Frankie's just like dived in after me trying to get this rock as well.
She wants the rock too. Share the rock, mum or friend. Should say.
Friend. But then I was telling mum and dad that, they're like, were you fucking throwing the rocks yourself? And I was like, I felt like I was just doing exercise by doing it though, because I was like swimming under it.
Oh my God. Look, like I said, you've got to find ways to keep yourself entertained. Otherwise, we're all going to go a little bit insane in this world. That's why people end up doing meth or have gambling addictions. But you know
exactly
what?
Right.
Throwing rocks into the pool and catching them and holding your breath for extended periods of time, like that's probably the safer option. So
it is safer, I would say. So yeah.
Please tell me that's all you got up to.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my God. Well, let's fucking leave that where it was.
We're going to bring up some notable mentions.
Oh, Peter, you crack me up. Alrighty, notable mentions time. So I've got a couple, like, which is surprising.
Mine's not too long this week, but
oh well, you can go first.
Oh, righto. The first one, which I actually put on our Instagram, was I just wanted to make a public apology to Chanel Harris DeVita. I am so sorry that we both didn't have you in our Hot Boy 13 because
that was
you are so hot.
He is so hot, and
that's one of the biggest oversights. Like,
how did we both not see that?
Oh God, it's embarrassing. It is.
It's probably because him and Reece Walsh are very similar in looks. But
honestly,
they both have their own same qualities and stuff.
Yeah. I was just like, I felt sick to my stomach. So I felt like I needed to come out here and make a public apology about that.
Sorry.
I also had that. Yeah. Very sorry, Chanel. Reach out though. We love you. I also had that from the 1st of November, the cheese is available to be taken by other clubs. Obviously, the Storm are hoping to keep him. But from the 1st of November, he can be in negotiations with other clubs. So it will be interesting to see what happens because obviously there would be people willing to throw a fair bit of money at that boy.
They'd be clipping at the claws for him. I've heard yarns about, obviously, the Warriors want him, potentially the Bulldogs. I couldn't tell you for the life of me who the Bulldogs hooker is. Imagine if we got him, but we've got hot little Sammy Barrels, so.
We do. He would be good, though, like build a club around.
Oh, my God. Imagine if we got him.
I know.
Or Newcastle.
That'd be nice.
Nah, not Newcastle.
Not Newcastle. But yeah, that'll be interesting. Like, I do think he'll probably stay at the Storm, but it would be interesting to see what kind of offers people throw at him.
And then what keep Harry Grant on that 14 off the bench sort of role because now Nico Hines is going as well. So he'll probably potentially keep the 14 role.
I actually did see something about Hines the other day. I think it might have been Fitzgibbon or someone high up at the Sharks was saying like, yeah, he's definitely signed as a half.
Yeah, well, wasn't that his preferred position?
Yeah, and that's what he played before. And they were like, we signed him from watching all his shit as a half. Like, we know what he can do there. And that's why we wanted him. Like, he'll 100% be a half, which I know, like, it was already kind of you know, most people knew that was probably what it was going to be, but there was definitely some speculation. So it's interesting for them to come out and be like, nah,
Yeah,
we
I
really just
cannot
want him as a
wait.
half.
I can't wait to see him rip and a tear next year. He's a gun. He was a gun for Melbourne. He was definitely up there as one of my favourite Melbourne players.
Yeah, he was so good. Now, this is another one that cracked me up. Did you see that Luke Brooks is in conversations with the Knights potentially?
No, was I at work or something when that happened? Why?
Yeah, like the Knights are potentially chasing Luke Brooks.
Like why? Who's leaving?
Well, Pierce looks like he's going to go over to
Catalans.
Super League. Catalans, yes.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably
I bought the newspaper. Sorry to interrupt. I actually bought the newspaper today because I was trying to find like shit about the horses and whatnot, and there was nothing in there. But I did read an article, and it was like apparently there's been no talks between Newcastle and Pierce about him even leaving yet. When there's all this speculation about him going to the what is it? Is Catalans in France or something?
Yeah, South France.
That'd be nice. I wouldn't mind playing.
Well, I thought this could be wrong, but Dad reads a paper every single day, and he said that Knights have released him and he can go.
Well, maybe I didn't. Maybe I just looked at the picture of the newspaper, but we can spread that because
I think it's like not confirmed that he's going, but I'm pretty sure the Knights have said he's free to go.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they want him. I don't know who I was talking to the other day. I have a lot of conversations with people that I don't remember, and it was like, who are they going to have in the halves? Obviously, they had that Clifford guy. And then maybe Phoenix Crossland. Was he an up and coming?
Yeah, he was one of the halves up and coming, but I mean, it looks like they're chasing Luke Brooks.
Oh, fucking hell. Well, it's a weird old world.
To be honest, like, I think it's probably a very hard job being the half at the Tigers. But at the same time, I don't think he's like world class by any means. I think the stat is he's never played a game of finals in his whole career.
Oh, well, I'm not saying anything. We got in trouble for bashing the Tigers last week.
So I think it's probably for the best that he does. Like, I think it's best for the Tigers that he goes. Like, he probably has been in that club way too long.
Yeah,
but it's
he really needs to freshen up.
I think so. I think he just needs to leave. Like, I don't think the Tigers are doing anything for Luke Brooks, and I don't think Luke Brooks is doing anything for the Tigers at the moment.
Who would replace Luke Brooks? Maybe Dewey?
Dewey is so good.
I love Dewey.
I guess you can always have Dewey in at like 7 or something, and maybe Tyrone Peachey can always play 6.
Oh, yes, because we had that yarn the other day. But hadn't Peachy been playing lock?
Yeah, he plays 13.
Utility.
He plays 13 a lot, but I feel like he could potentially go 6. But yeah, so I'm not really sure like what kind of deal he would be on if he does go there, but
interesting to find out, Bart. So
yeah, like
I guess
weird.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. What else did I have? Oh, obviously the Australia versus South Africa game. Australia beat South Africa, but only narrowly. Like,
it was a very fucking close game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I only caught like the first like hour or something, and then I watched the rest on catch up the next day. But it was good to see the bowling went, like, our bowling was mint. Like,
yeah, we bowled good. We bowled here. I only watched
Hazelwood was like being a goat and shit. Yeah. And then we also had like Zampa got 2 wickets in 1 over, which I was like, that's mad.
That's hot. That's hot stuff. And when we do delve into cricket during the summer, stuff like that will get hot mentions.
Bloody oath. So that was hot. And then also that was the main ones. Maxwell got a couple, I think, in the end too. But yeah, the batting was pretty ordinary. Finch out for nothing.
Yeah, and Smith, I've got the cricket app here. Hold on.
Smith carried the team. He got like 42 or something runs.
But that still wasn't his like greatest effort, but
yeah, but did you see the catch that got him out though?
Potentially, hold on.
It was a freaking, like, it was such a good catch. Like, this bloke just, like, dives, like, 1.5 meters and just catches it one-handed as he's skidding, like, hitting the ground. It was pretty
anywhere.
It was pretty freaky stuff. So I thought Smith, if they didn't have Smith, they wouldn't have won. So
well,
that was good. But actually,
he is the best in there.
He is. And then, but he's not necessarily like a T20. Like, that's not his format.
Oh,
typically.
Fuck no. He's more test. He's test.
Exactly. So he shouldn't be having to save the T20 side as well. But Stoinis came in at the end and sort of brought us home and saved us as well. So he had a good crack. He got like 24 runs not out. But yeah, it will be good to see them versus Sri Lanka this week. But that was, yeah.
There you go. Just as you finished that yarn, I finally found it on my cricket app.
That's how many runs they got.
Yeah, 5 for 121.
Yeah. They had to get 18 runs off the last 2 overs, and they did it with 3 balls to spare.
Yeah, beauty. And yeah, like you said, Hazelwood, who had a blinder, got player of the match as well, which was good. And that's mad that like KO are now doing like the little minis for them as well. So
minis are so handy.
KO minis are the best. If they look, honestly, there's so many companies I would love to sponsor this show, and KO is probably up there with.
That'd be so good.
The next one I want.
Yes.
So reach out, KO. I'm sure you listen.
I only had one. Oh, I had also, just touching on cricket, but I won't go into it that much. Pakistan beating India was sick. And I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I think I said.
You wanted India to win?
No. 2 weeks ago, I said Pakistan. I said Pakistan and New Zealand were the 2 that I thought would get up there.
What? No, I swear to God, you said New Zealand.
Listen to it back.
I'll have to go back through it because my first one was like, I actually watched the India versus Pakistan game on my last night shift because I had money riding on it. And I was like, I'm purposely going Pakistan because I swear Peter said India were going to smash them.
No.
Oh, it was a sick game.
I literally 2 weeks ago, I said my 2 shouts for the World Cup were Pakistan and India. Sorry, Pakistan and New Zealand, sorry.
I'd probably have it written somewhere. I probably won't have it written somewhere, actually.
But yeah, that's why I was like so excited. I was like, fuck yeah, because obviously India were the hot favorite.
What's his name? Let's find him.
And I think they said that in Pakistan, that's the first game in a World Cup that Pakistan's beaten India.
Yeah. It was such a good game. That Bar or whatever, he was good. He was so good. And considering it was like 4:00 in the morning, last night shift, I'm up in the crane just like watching this random T20 cricket game. I was like up and about, and they absolutely, and like little Virat Kohli or whatever his name is, he just looked like he had the shits. He had his period pants on. He did not look happy at all. And it was
that's the first time he's been dismissed by Pakistan, apparently.
Good. Let's see more of it. Who do they play now?
But yeah, New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
So whoever wins that, I'm on to win the comp. Because those were my 2 teams.
The comp. Oh, well, who should I go?
I think, to be honest, even once I said New Zealand, I was like, I think I like Pakistan. But
27th.
Only because I thought about the conditions a bit more. And I was like, I feel like the conditions in the Arab Emirates are going to be way more suited to Pakistan.
I was about to say, it'd be fucking... I've been to the United Arab Emirates. And it is fucking hot over there. That's
why I think I'm on Pakistan to win it now. I put a bit of
that down so I don't forget. I'll put
a couple dollars on it. Plus, they're clearly up and about if they fucking butched India.
They did put some same partnership whole time, and just there was hardly any dot balls. It was just every delivery they were at least getting at one. Some of their sixes were just so sexy. I was just like, oh my God.
That's the thing that we're missing in Australia. We don't really have big 6 hitters. We do have some, Steve Smith will hit the odd one, but obviously he's more of a test cricketer. The only real 6 hitters we have is Stoinis and Maxwell.
Yeah.
And Maxwell, I think they both didn't get any 6s.
When do we play next? Oh, we best
Friday. Sri Lanka on Friday.
Yeah, well, that like my little multi was Australia to win and then Pakistan to win. So I got up and I was yipping and yahooing at that. So that was really good to see. And then the yarn behind it as well that Pakistan hadn't beaten India in a national T20 game as well. So we love to see it, and congratulations, guys.
Bloody oath. 2 wins because we like Pakistan and we don't like India, and we love Australia.
And we love Australia. There you go. Quote me on that.
My very last one is just like, I haven't really like delved into it, but all the bullshit between Josh Aloiai and Paul Gallen.
Yeah, I was almost going to write something about that. And again, I also read a little bit in the paper about it. But like, what's the go? Is Paul Gallen like not wanting to do the fight, or he does want to do the fight, but Josh only wants to do like 2 4-minute or 4 2-minute rounds or something?
I think that's like what Gallen first put forward. I really don't know. I haven't gotten into it. And to be honest, I've found the whole thing quite tacky.
Yeah, it sounds stupid.
I'm like, you don't hate each other. There's no beef here. Yeah, like, exactly. You're having a fight. Like, just pick the fight time and do it. Like, I feel like it's just them trying to boost views. I'm finding it so tacky. I'm like, it's like 2 guys that aren't really like shit talkers, or like they probably are, but they're not really like
Josh Aloiai, or however you say his name, is
Aloiai. No, and I'm like, and I feel like Gallen's just trying to be, and I'm like, stop it.
When I read that in the paper today, I almost put this in my mentions, but then I'm like, I actually don't really care, because unless something gets penciled in, then I'll start to care. But it kind of just seemed like bullshit at the moment at that point.
It is. It's tacky and it feels like bullshit. So I decided, I was like, when I have been seeing it all, I was like, oh, maybe I should read into it a bit more so I know what to say on the podcast. I was like, actually, I don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. So spread that. We don't care about your fight.
Like, I'd love to watch the fight when it happens, but I just don't care about.
I was gonna say I want to watch the fight too. That night that we went to the I don't know what pub it was, but when we went and watched all those rugby league boxing fights,
the station,
that was fun.
That was fun.
I love watching rugby league boys just go chin to chin.
Me too. But I don't care about your preamble. I'm like, just punch each other. Sign the deal and punch each other.
That's it. Sign it.
Righto. Your notable mentions. Mine dragged out longer than I thought because we kept yarning, but that's okay.
Well, that's all right. But I've got a couple that we can even discuss. The first one I just want to throw out, because what I'll do is I'll finish with my rugby league ones, but I just wanted to compliment. I've been obviously living in Aberglass, and I either run or walk around the streets. And I went for a quick walk, as I mentioned to you off air. I went for a quick walk with Mum when she got home from work. And I just wanted to compliment everyone's lawn in Aberglasson at the moment. I don't know whether it's the rain that we've had or whatever, but everyone's lawn is looking fantastic. Beautifully manicured. And I really wish I took my phone with me, because you'd like it. I would have liked it. Everyone's lawns are just looking nice. If I remember tomorrow, I've got a really busy day tomorrow. But if I get around to it sometime this week, everyone's lawn's just looking smick. So keep up the good work, Aberglasson. And
I do love a good lawn. If anyone has a really mint lawn, send them into the page. But please don't send them if they're just all right. I want really nice lawns.
Yeah, this is probably something you don't know about Peter and myself, but we are old men and we do enjoy a good manicured lawn. There'd be several times where either of us would mow our lawn and send photos to each other of what our lawn looked like after it had been done. So yeah, don't send in shitty lawns. We want to see nicely manicured ones. But I will actually get those photos to you of some of the ones.
I might even share my favorite lawn on Instagram to the page.
I follow lawn Instagram pages.
This one's actually not a lawn Instagram. I follow this person because they're in a band, my favorite band, and their lawn is ballpark. You know ballpark music?
Yeah.
One of the boys in that boys in that band has the most smick lawn. I'll have to send it. I'll show you it later.
Well, there's one that I follow. I think he's called Surf and Turf, or Turf and Surf, with some underscores in there, and Oh my God. It's hot. That's hot lawn.
Yeah.
All right. Before we spend 20 minutes talking about fucking grass, what else? It's more of a question. I don't know. I haven't really done it. And you've been more returning and earning than myself. Do we know if Dr. V return and earns?
I haven't tried it.
Yeah, I haven't tried it either. So I might smack one tonight and then just take it to the local because, like, remember when we had that issue with the bloat cans at lockdown last year where we're like, oh, these don't return and earn. So
that was an issue. They do now for people wondering.
But that's another thing for anyone reaching out that wants us to consume their product. They've got to be able to be returned and earned. So that's more of a question. If people have been drinking them and they do know the answer, please reach out. But I will still trial and test that tomorrow.
Beautiful.
I had the thing about the India and Pakistan game.
Yeah.
I want to hear your opinion about this dribble that's going on about Redcliffe dropping their name to just the Dolphins. So when they join the...
sorry.
No, well, just them joining in 2023, there's yarns going on that they'll just be referred to as the Dolphins. They're going to drop the Redcliffe. Still keep Redcliffe Dolphins for the New South Wales Cup, but just be referred to as the Dolphins.
Queensland Cup.
Queensland Cup, sorry.
Yeah, I don't agree with it. I just think, keep it as the same club going all the way through. And, every single other team has a location.
Yeah, and I heard something else today. I don't know what it was on, but they're like, oh, you might refer to them as the Roosters, but we're like, no, we're the Sydney Roosters or the Rabbitohs, but it's South Sydney Rabbitohs.
Sydney Rabbitohs, yeah. You can just call them the Dolphins at the game, but you wouldn't. It's that's what I mean. People might just say Dolphins anyway, but you want to underlying know that it's the Redcliffe Dolphins. It's when we go to a Chooks game, we would also refer to them as Easts.
Exactly. Well, they were originally what? Sydney City
Roosters. But that's the thing.
But and then the thing that actually got me thinking about this and how ridiculous it is to be just called the Dolphins. Look at the NFL, which is now what I'm obsessed with. Every single team has a town or whatever associated with their club, like Pittsburgh Steelers, like San Francisco 49ers, Miami.
Anything though, if that's how it should be. If it's based in a town, that's the town it should be called after. Even look at the local rugby comp that we play in. We're not Greens, we're Merriweather Carlton Greens.
Exactly.
Everyone except Wanderers has a place.
I was just about to say that. Wait, what? The Wanderers are the exception, but they suck anyway. So.
Well, everyone at the Greens, I don't know if you've heard them say it, but they normally call them the Postcodeless losers. So, because they're the only team without a town to them. And do you know what? People are going to start calling the Dolphins Postcodeless losers if they don't fucking pick that Redcliffe back up again.
Oh my God, I'm writing that down. Postcodeless.
So I think bring it back. That's the thing too. People living in Redcliffe,
don't even let it happen.
Well, I think they've dropped it.
Well, Wayne Bennett is coaching. That's official. Someone needs to get on the blower to him ASAP and say, stop.
Yeah.
Spread it. No one wants it to happen.
You want new fans, and people. The biggest ones you were gonna get were ones that already support Redcliffe Dolphins in the Queensland Cup. So dropping the Redcliffe is going to make them go I'll probably continue supporting the Broncos.
Yeah, and who wants to do that? But imagine being a junior, playing all your junior footy for Redcliffe Dolphins, and then making it all the way through to the NRL first grade. And
they said it's the only club. It's the only club you can do it at.
Yeah, and but then it's oh no, I just play for the Dolphins now.
Yeah.
Sorry, who? Which Dolphins? The Miami Dolphins? What?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not about it. That would be so sick. It's the only club that you can go from all the way from your juniors to NRL, and they're trying to ruin that.
Well, I hate it, and I'm glad you hate it too. And I just feel like the general consensus is no one likes it. So I don't know who.
I was also like, I was really on the back of the Dolphins. Like, I was keen for a Redcliffe team. I was like, fuck yeah, that's sick. And now I'm a little bit like, you're leaving a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, again, tacky, but it's getting thrown around a lot on this podcast today. But
Very tacky.
That's tacky. Keep the Redcliffe and stop being a Marge. What else have I got here? I'll just keep this one short and sweet because we've already had this conversation. It was actually a listener question that we had a while ago, but again, I read the newspaper today, so I'm like, got all these ideas. Maybe I should read the newspaper before we do any podcast. But there's more yarns around a drafting system potentially coming in. So what we spoke about, what we spoke about not years ago, but weeks ago, there's potential for a drafting system to come in, and obviously like all the new players will go to the shitter teams and whatnot, but just so the blowout again, so those big blowouts don't happen. And we saw how when the drafting system was obviously introduced in the AFL, how evenly spread everything was, and then it had like a list in the paper of like obviously the top dominant teams, and it's like Melbourne, Roosters, Bunnies, and just their dominance over the last, like, say 10 years or whatever. And there hasn't been a lot of movement. And it's because, all these great players are signed to these super squad teams. So having this drafting system in place, is that going to sort of shake up the competition a little bit more?
Yeah, and we did speak about this. We think it could be good, but also so things just go in the paper. I can't see it happening anytime soon.
Oh God, no! It's like a 5-year plan.
Yeah,
We'll be on television by then. We'll be reporting for Fox Sport on this by then.
I'll either be on television or in the dementia ward.
Fuck. Well, I will potentially be next to you in the dementia ward.
That'd be fun.
My mum has been on me all week about like, how do you not remember having this conversation? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe you didn't have this conversation with me. Maybe you're just playing mind tricks on me. Another thing I read was Joey has quit Parramatta to join the Newcastle Knights coaching staff. So I just had a quick conversation with friend of the show, Jamie Burns, who wants to start his own podcast called Down the Blind Side. He is obsessed with the Newcastle Knights. And every time I'm at his house, he also wants to fucking put the 97 grand final on. It's a great grand final, but to be honest, 2018, 2019 is a lot better. But that's exciting news for Newcastle, I think.
That is.
Because obviously
that's big news.
That's huge news because I know he obviously lives in Sydney, so it's convenient for him to work like with the Sydney team. But obviously the history and like just his presence in Newcastle.
Also getting to coach his nephew. Potentially coach Luke Brooks. Because if anyone's going to whip Luke Brooks into shape, it's going to be him.
Think about like Moses's kicking game over the last like couple of seasons. Like he has become such a good player, probably off the back of working with Joey, even Dylan Brown.
Yeah.
So imagine if they got him in there, Joey in there, working with their halves. And like, I know we don't support Newcastle, but we sort of do. Imagine that. That would be sick.
Yeah, that would be sick.
I don't know whether that's fully confirmed or whatever, but we'll spread that. The last one, again from the newspaper, and I thought I'd save the best till last. James Tedesco has denied racial allegations after allegedly yelling Squid Games at a Vietnamese woman on a night out.
He yelled that?
Apparently.
Oh my goodness. I'm glad you've brought this up actually, because this is more misinformation coming from my dad. He read that article, or he saw a headline, and he read it as someone was saying racial comments against Teddy. And Dad was like, what in the world?
Well, in the Herald or the Telegraph or whatever I read today, apparently the allegations were he yelled out to a Vietnamese woman and just yelled out Squid Games. But he's denying everything and saying, no, we were literally having a conversation about the television show Squid Games. And I don't know. He was obviously out drinking with the boys and whatnot, or with his missus. Who I don't know who he was with. It was a night out, but something's been taken out of context, and now it's being investigated. And I thought, holy fuck.
Look, I'll be honest. Teddy seems like a very, very good bloke, like very straight up and down.
I highly
take home to your mum, like would not say a bad word about anyone. So I find that very hard to believe. And I kind of like, without also throwing allegations around, I kind of feel like whoever's been upset by this is like maybe just trying to clutch at a bit of, you know, like I see a famous person having a yarn about a TV show.
We have friends that would do something stupid like that. I don't think James Tedesco, the captain of our fantastic club and state, would yell that out. I think he's too straight-laced and just got his head on his shoulders.
Like even when Latrell broke Joey Manu's face, he didn't even have really a go at Trell. Like, no, I feel like if he was going to have goes at people, that would have been the time. Like, I just think he's too straight up and down, too nice.
He's too nice, too hot, too professional, and definitely not racist. And when I read that, I fucking laughed my ass off. I was like, are you kidding me?
It would be like his first scandal, eh? Like, I feel like he's never been involved in a scandal.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's like never had a scandal in his life. Like, and what? Oh, imagine your first scandal being a Squid Game one. And that was a weird old show as well.
I still haven't watched it, but like, yeah, I feel as though, like, let's play devil's advocate for a second for him. Like, because we don't think that he would have done something like that. You think about how loud you and I get talking to each other just across the table once we've had a few drinks. Like,
we talk loud on this podcast.
I could easily yell something just to you about like a show or whatever we're doing that week that someone could believe was for them because it was that loud.
Look, I'm going to completely 100% back you up there. And I could potentially just say the wrong thing and piss someone off. There's been several times that I've been caught out sending Snapchats with people talking in the background about certain people and then sent them to that person. I reckon that's happened to me about 3 times. And I'm like, when will that stop happening?
Yes, you have. I will find, like, imagine this. We're sitting on the Prince balcony. You yell out to me. I've just gotten back to Newcastle. It's my first night out in Newcastle, my first Arvo, and we're sitting on the Prince balcony demolishing schooners. And you go, Peter, have you watched Squid Games yet?
The people at fucking...
If someone's walking down past that roundabout, coming across the road to the Prince, they could easily think that was for them.
Everyone at the Mary Ellen would have heard me.
Yeah. So I think that it's a misunderstanding. Obviously, if he has done that, that is really terrible, and we don't think that that's a good thing to do. But innocent till proven guilty. I just don't believe it from the captain of the state, captain of my team.
Yeah, we don't condone it, but we also don't think it's true. So fuck that article. But anyway, that's all I had for this week with my notable mentions. So they were some pretty funny ones in there.
Yeah, beautiful.
All right, well, we better move on.
Come on.
Thank you for that, Rihanna. I appreciate you kicking off Star and Marge for the week. Petey, have you come prepared?
I have.
I don't know why I ask this every week.
My track record kind of would make you feel...
Well, my track record too, but like we know we're going to have to do it. So you either make it up on the spot or you come prepared. So
I normally make something up in time. It's all right. So my star this week goes actually out to the Crown Hotel in Grafton.
Ooh.
Went there for lunch for Pa's birthday, and let me tell you, it is a lovely pub. It's the only pub other than the South Grafton Bowls Club. It's the only club that is on the river, like the only pub on the river in Grafton. The Grafton has like quite a nice river, but nowhere is on it except for the Crown. It's got a lovely little beer garden, a little veranda for eating that goes out over the river, like TAB, and then it's got a beer garden out the back.
Oh, it sounds nice.
Pool tables. It was the whole damn deal. And I was like, this is beautiful. Like, I love this pub. I was like, this better be the happening place in Grafton. And like, obviously my nana and pa couldn't really tell me if it was or wasn't. But I was like, I bloody hope it is, because
if we ever end up in Grafton, that's where we're heading, the Crown.
We're going straight there. It was great. It's also got like motels you can stay in. There's heaps of rooms apparently. So
road trip, girlfriend.
Yeah.
What else is there to do in Grafton?
Nothing. Literally nothing.
You just go to the Crown the whole time.
Go to the Crown, but it was quite busy for lunch. Like there was, and the meals were really nice.
Well, that is definitely worth a star.
I thought
that's
so.
That's a gold star, that one.
And considering it's been 3 days, it's not too many things have happened to pick a star, so I had to just sort of throw that in. But I think they deserve it.
That's an impressive one. 3 days off the back of a already podcast that we'd done. God, my words are escaping me.
Anyway, who's your star?
I've actually Marge then.
Self-star?
I have self-starred myself.
Ooh.
For maybe the first time, I reckon, purely off the back of the fact that I have been to the gym or I've gone for a run every single day the last week. I'm really enjoying training again, despite the fact that my body feels like an 80-year-old woman. But really enjoying the training. And as I think I sent you a message the other day, I'm like I spent most of lockdown being like a depressive loser, and then I wasn't in no mood to go for a run or do fucking HIIT workouts in my shed. So now that the gyms are open, I've sort of got this newfound motivation. So I'm like, I'm going to continue rolling with it until I burn out, and then I go back into that state again, and then we rebirth. So it's just like a little circle of life. So
it's life. It's how it goes. I think it's how like God wanted it.
Yeah, it is. And that's why the earth is circle.
Exactly.
Who's your Marge?
My Marge this week is just going to go to like how I feel / the COVID situation. I feel like
felt that one coming on.
Yeah, it's making me a bit anxious because I'm like, am I actually getting sick? Do I have COVID? Have I just got a sore throat from yelling all day? I don't know, but it's a Marge anyway.
COVID is because like I constantly have a runny nose. I don't even know if a runny nose is a symptom of COVID. But again, I talk a lot. I work in a dusty environment. I also speak quite loudly and talk a lot. So I can sometimes have a sore throat. Sometimes I wake up hungover and I'm like, fuck, have I got COVID? Like now I'm just always on edge thinking, could I potentially have this virus that everyone's getting? But
exactly. This tiny bit of shitness, and then like the fact that Kempsey's going a bit mad, I'm like, oh, I feel anxious, but I'm like, I don't want to just miss work if I'm not sick. Like it's literally not that bad yet, but I'm like, I also don't want to spread it. So it's just like a pain. And you know what it actually is? It's a Marge. It's a real Marge.
It is. COVID in general is just a Marge, and I hope you are feeling better soon. From myself from all the 11 listeners out there.
Thank you very much.
Wish you a speedy recovery.
Who's got your Marge?
Well, I don't want to say self-Marge, but it kind of is because...
Self-star and self-Marge.
Yeah, it is a self-Marge. And I don't know what it is. It's been going on for about 3 weeks. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I've got fucking all of these like dots all around my face here. Like this one's probably the most prominent one that you can see. They're not pimples. I'm not getting like heads on them or anything. They don't hurt. It's just like... I don't know. It's just like, it looks like a dirty rash. It's disgusting. I don't know whether it's from wearing a mask or...
I would say maybe like a sweat rash from wearing a mask, and it's like getting a bit hotter now.
That's potentially what it is. It's been going on for about 3 weeks, and like it's just not clearing up. So I've changed my moisturizer. I'm thinking about changing my fucking face wash. I'm trying to eat more vegetables now because I'm shredding and self-starring myself because I'm going to the gym and whatnot. So... I don't know. I want it to clear up. So if there's anyone out there who knows what is going on with my face and how to fix it, or if there's a nice cream out there that I should be using, please reach out because it's starting to make me feel self-conscious. I had to put makeup on today to go to the fucking pub, which is something I don't do.
Yeah, reach out if anyone's got answers.
Yeah, just answers with anything, please, because both of us are hopeless. All right, we've got another little segment that we're going to go into today. Our topic of conversation is our top 5 hangover foods. So Peter and myself are very well known for getting on the bend together. Love a beer, love a carry on, love 2-day carry-on sometimes. But obviously when the carry-on does come to an end, you do need to fuel your body. And unfortunately like you'd obviously have a bender mender. That's a non-negotiable. But there's certain foods that you just don't put in your body because it's like, no, I need the greasiest, most disgusting thing ever. So what
I was having this yarn with my sister and I was like, I actually think a salad, if I was hungover, would make me physically ill.
Oh, fucking oath. Yuck. It makes me feel ill. I'm the most unhealthy person ever, says the person who's starting PT again tomorrow. I'm like, do as I say, not as I do. I've also been vaping the whole time on here. Surprised I'm drinking water as well and not a beer. Now, do you want to start at what your number 1 is, or did you have like a top?
Other way. I think we start at number 5.
Oh, I love the way you think, girlfriend.
You build up for sure.
All right. Well, my number 5, I've gone a medium McDonald's quarter pounder meal with a 6-pack of nuggets on the side with mustard sauce.
Ooh, nice.
Which will probably make me feel even more sick after I consume that. But that's
I'll be honest, I'm surprised Macca's is only 5 for you because you are quite the one to frequent Macca's, particularly when you're drunk.
Don't tell everyone that.
No, but like that's what I see you order the most out of food.
Yeah, but you also don't see me eat a whole heap of other gluttonous, disgusting shit.
I see you when you're still drunk. Maybe that's more when you're drunk you get that.
Wait till you see me naked standing in front of a fridge trying to eat potato bake.
Oh. For my number 5, I've actually gone Hungry Jack's. I get the Rebel Whopper burger in a meal with cheesy chips for the chips. If you don't eat the cheesy chips in Hungry Jack's, you're a fucking idiot because they're delicious. They're just like a big thing of chips and they've just got cheese sauce whacked all over them. So
if you don't eat them, you're a fucking idiot.
You are. I love them. That's such a good food.
I do love Hungry Jack's, and since obviously becoming friends with you, that's something that I've had to like incorporate back into my life. And
I love Hungry Jack's. I'm all about it.
I think like the last time we had like proper beers, we had Hungry Jack's after.
Oh yeah, the day we came out of Dry July.
Yeah, we got Hannah and Michael, friends of the show. They took us to Hungry Jack's because we didn't want to get an Uber home.
Yeah. Yes, that was good. Hooked in some Hungry Jacks when we got home and crashed out. Yeah. Then you had to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning, so that was good.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I love that shit. All right, my number 4. Now, I put here if this is available, and I also want to mention this is what I had for lunch today. So, if it's available, a roast pork and gravy and potato bake sandwich.
Ooh, that does sound good.
Obviously, like I had all of those condiments and foods in my fridge from a previous meal, but that is a fantastic hangover feed. It's disgusting. It's messy. It's like one of those things that you've got to like eat in one go. You can't like put it down and start and stop. But
I don't actually have it, but potato bake, one of the greatest foods of all time. Full stop.
Agreed. No
arguments. I don't want to hear anyone's arguments. It just is. I love potato bake when I'm hungover, but like I've never ever made I have in my life, but I rarely would have potato bake sitting around. But I haven't got it here, but I do often go to the food works that's on my road, and they have little like round tubs of potato bake, and I'll quite often buy them on a Sunday arvo for dinner.
Warm, and you just heat it up and go.
Just heat it up.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, potato. Yeah,
it's not as good as a home one, but it is good.
But that's it's compromising.
It is. You've got to compromise sometimes.
What have you got for 4?
Anyway, my number 4, it's hard because I did go a slash, but only because sometimes they're not, I don't know. It's another burger place. I went grilled.
Oh, yum. I love grilled.
I just think it does a great burger. The chippies are good. Like I love some zucchini chips from there when I'm hungover. But I had it slash with Grease's Good Food, which is the burger place at the Family. And I just thought I didn't want to have burgers for every single one. So I thought those two, I'll just put them both there. Both great burgers.
When you think about it, but burgers are probably like the best go-to hangover food.
Yeah,
like
they are good.
If we had to pick one food in general, it would be a burger.
It depends how sick I am because like if you're feeling like a good feed and you want to get like stuff into you, you're like a burger's great because it's just like and it's like all greasy and you're just like loving it. But if I'm feeling quite sick, I have to have something where I could like slowly pick at it, where I just like eat a couple mouthfuls and then like lay down and feel shit and then like get up and eat a few mouthfuls.
Like
and
dry tortilla chips or something.
Yeah.
Like, just quickly line the stomach.
Literally, oh my goodness. Actually, so off topic again, but when I was hungover, not this weekend, the weekend before, obviously like I'm in Maxwell and Uber Eats ain't a thing, baby. Like it is not a thing. And I went to drop something off at Iran's house and I came home, and on the way home I literally just picked up like a packet of Doritos and some icy poles and had homemade nachos, like just with literally just Doritos, tomato sauce and cheese and some avo.
Fucking yum.
Anyway, let's get in.
Nachos
I'm sorry.
are fucking great.
They were good. Number 3, who have you got?
I've gone to Guzman's big burrito. So I go the chicken burrito with the works, obviously sour cream and guac, and I will always treat myself to 2 tacos as well because
I do love
gluttonous
Guzzies.
So yeah, there's not much else to say about that. It's a big meal, but I'm a big girl.
Yeah, you just gotta like. I feel zero. Like there's no shame in what I eat when I'm hungover.
Oh God, no, that calories don't count.
I'm never thinking like, oh, I hope someone doesn't judge me for this. I'm just like, fucking make me feel better, please.
Yeah, and you know what? Half the time you eat this shit and it doesn't make you feel better, but it's like, oh well.
No, it doesn't.
I tried.
yeah, you're like, oh, I did something. Also, that's like normally your one activity for the day, like getting up and looking at your phone to order some food, and you're like, well, I've achieved something. Getting
off the lounge to go and pick it up from the door, and it's so good. Like, well, I don't even know if I've ever ordered. We've got menu log here, but I don't know whether, like I know in Newcastle, like how they just like drop it at the door, so you don't even have to fucking talk to the dude.
Speak to them. It's so much better like
so
that.
Nice.
It's so funny. I always, sorry, this is another hungover thing. I could probably talk for days about this because I'm always hungover, but
same.
I've always thought what would be a funny idea for a show would be hungover Gogglebox. Like Gogglebox, but everyone that's on it is like super hungover. Don't you reckon? And then it's all like laying in the lounge, like, and then like the delivery packets just come in every like 10 minutes or like, you know, every hour there's a new delivery packet.
Write that down. That could be, we could get onto Channel 10 and like, it's just you and me. We like have huge nights the night before and then they sit us on a lounge and every couple of hours have MENULOG coming in. And we just watch like random like reruns of The Block and Bachelor.
Yeah. And I always feel like I feel like I have less time for bullshit time. I feel like when we watch shit when I'm hungover, I'm just like, oh, what the hell? Like getting up the TV.
What is this shit?
So I feel like that. Anyway, I've had that in the works for a long time. Never really done anything about it, but I think it's a great.
Let's get that rolling because I like that.
I think that's a money making idea. For my number 3, I had Deese's double scallop roll from across the road from my house.
That's somewhere I've never frequented, but I've obviously driven past it many a times. But so explain it again. Explain to me this meal.
So it's a double scallop roll. It's basically like a big bread roll, and they've got the fresh bread because they own the bakery as well. And it's got two or three sometimes of those big, and they're homemade fresh fucking scallops. Like they're so good. And then it's got a heap of cheese, heap of sauce, and that's your roll. But there is one that comes with bacon. I obviously don't get that, but mate, it is so good.
Wow.
And it's like $3 something or like $4.
Oh, takeaway shops are just like God's gift to this earth.
Like honestly, shout out to Dee's. Like everything at her shop is hangover fixing. I always go up there when I'm hung. I walk over there.
I've never been there before.
Oh, bruh, it's so good. The only thing is it doesn't open on Sundays, which is like a big pain in the ass.
But a good Friday bend into a...
If you Friday bend or Sunday bend, it's good. But I just always walk up there, order my food. I always buy an icy pole out of them and I'm like, I'm just going to eat this right now while I wait. I eat that while I wait. Then my food's ready. I'll get like this big bag, costs like $10 and off I go. Like the scallops there, oh, the best.
All right. Well, I'm putting that on my list of things to do because this is making me really not want to cook my fucking salmon and vegetables after this.
I am so hungry now.
It's making me want to fucking get McDonald's. No, I'm kidding. My number 2. Now, this is a Uber Eats order that I used to always get when I'd come home hungover. Now, if you were to look it up on Uber Eats, the photo itself doesn't exactly look that appealing, but it's the Metro Kebab shop in maybe Islington.
Mm-hmm.
So a Metro chicken kebab with cheese, onion, sour cream, guac, and barbecue sauce, and a 6-pack of their like crispy chicken wings. Holy shit, they are. Oh, yum.
Metro Kebab is unreal.
But can you agree with me that the photo on the Metro Kebab, like Uber Eats thing, is the most unappealing photo ever?
Yes, it's like I got the veggie burger there from there once with some chips just because it was the only place open. It was the first time I tried it. And the picture, you couldn't even see that it changed colors from like the bun to the patty to the lettuce and shit. Like it looked like it was just this yellow blob. But I was so hungry that I was like, nah, fuck it, I'll order it. And it was one of the nicest burgers.
Oh, their food is fantastic.
I was like, you guys don't do yourselves any justice. But Jade and Jen reckon they're the best snack pack around too.
I think they'll be testing the memory now, which we've already clarified. My memory shot to shit. But I am almost certain that I have had a snack pack from there. Now, a snack pack, I don't know. I've eaten snack packs hungover and sober, and that's a big day. That's a lot of work you got to get.
That is a lot of work. Not that I eat them, but
yeah, you wouldn't eat them. But like, look, I'll give you the red hot tip. If you ever convert back, it's a big day.
The girls love them, eh? The girls that's probably their most ordered Uber Eats.
Well, maybe I'm a pussy. Sounds like I'm a just self-proclaimed pussy then.
But I will say, I would believe that they're the best at Metro because the chips from there are like next level
chips,
good.
I didn't even fucking mention the chips.
They're so salty and crispy and delicious.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't even order chips on my order menu thing.
Oh,
yeah, their chips
so
are
good.
so good. And you're right, the salt on there is just like perfect. They're always super duper crunchy. There's heaps in there. But those chicken wings, like they're up there with like KFC wicked wings. Like they're not as spicy as them, but oh man, they're good.
Wow.
That's a good one. All right, shall we see who I've got on my number 1 podium?
Well, I haven't done my number 2 yet.
Oh, fuck, sorry.
Unless you want to go, you can go ahead if you want.
No, sorry, you go.
So my number 2, I've gone for Antojitos, veggie nachos, double guac.
Oh, you love that place, eh?
I love that place so much. The only problem, again, doesn't open Sundays, which is what brings me unstuck a lot of the time. But it is the best nachos. What is it with
places in Newcastle not open? I understand it's a day of Sabbath, but like it's 2022 or 2021.
And they recently started delivering, which is like amazing news. But
Sunday.
Honestly, this is the best nachos I've ever had in my whole life. I eat them every time I go there. I try and convince people to come with me to Antojitos whenever I can because I love it so much.
I remember coming on a double date there with you once, and I was very impressed by the quality of the food. It was delicious.
Oh, I honestly just love it. So yeah, number 2 spot, love you, Antojitos.
Antojitos, shout out. When I'm in Newcastle next and Peter's back, we'll go there for a date.
Yes, please.
We'll go get some dirty Mexican food. I'm glad that Mexican made it twice on here.
Yeah, I love Mexican.
All right, drum roll. Sorry, now it is my turn to name my number 1 on the podium. I could not go past this at all, and it is a KFC Zinger box with a Pepsi Max. I know I've said there's a lot of great God's gift to earth foods on my list, but KFC Zinger boxes, like I don't even need to be hungover to eat them. They are the bee's knees of food. The Colonel himself has just done the world an absolute favor. And I love you, KFC. And
I like what you said about not having to be hungover because I'd like to preface that I'd eat any of these foods sober as well.
Oh, fucking oath. My number 4, the only if available sandwich. I had that for lunch today.
Yeah. But yes, KFC and obviously a Pepsi Max. Both of us are big Pepsi Max fans. I don't really drink Coke. Don't really like Coke.
No, I'm not a big Coke fan.
I will drink a Pepsi Max from time to time. I think that they're better than Coke, which I know people will come at me for, but I just think they are.
Come at us. We'll deflect. It's fine. Pepsi Max is, well, they don't sell Coke at KFC. We all should know that by now. If you don't know that, you are a Marge. But yeah, Pepsi
Also,
Max washes down that zinger box. Perfection.
Yeah. Also, if you are going to come at us, like, shut up and stop being fatties because we're taking the 0-cal option.
We're not
kidding. No one. I'm not calling anyone fat, but also
we're not taking fitness advice and like nutrition advice off you guys. So
yeah.
you should, and don't actually take it off us either because we don't know what we're talking about.
No, don't. All right, my number one, and I will say it's probably going to be controversial because I don't know if we call it a meal, but if you know me, you know this is my absolute go-to when I'm hungover, and it's icy poles.
Super duper. A 24-pack of super duper. Oh no, you like the Cyclones.
I get Cyclones. I get those cheap ones from Coles. Doesn't matter. I'll easily smash 8 icy poles at least in a day when I'm hungover.
Yeah, that's when you're like fucking really crook bar.
When I'm really sick. Because when I can't eat or drink, sometimes I can't even drink water. I'm that crook. I just eat icy poles all day.
You just got a neck of Cyclones. Cyclones are bloody delicious as well.
They are good.
They are a great ice block.
They are a great ice block. But like, I'll take any of them. Anything that's cold and icy, I'll hook into that.
Would you ever go and get like a frozen Coke from Macca's?
I used to, but honestly, icy poles are better. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not really a big frozen Coke.
No.
At all.
If I was going to get a slushie, I want it to be a slush puppy.
Like from a servo.
Yeah.
Speaking of servo, and this can be a topic for another day, but like I'm a big fan of servo food. So maybe we can run through our favorite servo foods one day.
Servo snack to get at 3 a.m. when you ride there. A pocket pie.
Trust me, I'm not just getting a pocket pie. I'm riding back with about 4 things. Oh, well, that was fun. So that's our top 5 hungover foods from 5 to 1. Congratulations to Icy Poles and KFC Zinger Box for taking out the winners there. Who knows when we may be hungover together in the next, I don't know. I proclaim that I'm off the drink like every day, but I had 3 beers today, so I need to stop lying to myself.
All right, so I have one little section before we get into our next bit, which I wanted to bring to everyone. It will be nice and quick. It is just some questions that I thought, Crab turned 28 yesterday. We've been doing this podcast for ages, and for her birthday, I thought, let's give you some questions that I'm going to ask her so that you all get to know her a little bit better.
Oh, fucking hell, here we go.
So here we go. They're nothing too hectic. The first one was, if you were going to get a dog tomorrow, what breed are you getting?
A little black Pomeranian, and I'm going to call him Jerome.
I've
already pre-planned it, and I've been asking my mum, my roommate, for ages if we can get one.
I've seen a little black pom that comes to the dog park near my house in Newcastle, and it's a cutie.
Yeah, I scream when I see this little one in Newcastle when I'm down there. It's sort of embarrassing. But yeah, Jerome.
Rightio, next question. Fave movie of all time?
The Black Swan with Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis.
And you do love that one.
And I know this is going to sound like super unlike me, considering I'm always in like hats, dressing like a bogan in my fucking either Roosters or Dolphin stuff, but I really want to go to the ballet. There you go.
Yeah,
now you know that about me.
Now you all know that about her. I was right when I was calling you a girly girl when you came to footy that day.
I don't want to do the ballet. I just want to watch the ballet.
Anyway, rightio. This one's one that I think you'll have something prepared for. It's 6 a.m. You've bended till here from the night before or the arvo before. What song are you putting on?
Total Eclipse of the Heart by Bonnie Tyler.
I love that. I actually kind of thought you were going to say Lady Gaga.
Look, it depends. If we're outside in the backyard, I would put Bonnie Tyler, Total Eclipse of the Heart on. If we're sitting, again, this is like really delving into my life now. If we're bendering in the lounge room and I want to know what the meaning of a film clip is, I will probably put on something by Pink or Born This Way by Lady Gaga so I can watch the film clip.
We love it. All right. Do you call it a palmy or a palmer?
A palmy.
Thank fuck. I was gonna be like, I wasn't even gonna put that question in, but I was like, actually, I would like
need
to
to
know
know.
that because
Yeah,
that's
chicken parmy.
disgusting for anyone that calls it anything else. If you have to travel somewhere, another country tomorrow, no COVID, where are you going?
Look, I'd love to go to the States, but to be honest, I'd really just love to go back to Bali. I had so much fun in Bali last time.
Me too.
I just want to go to Bali with the girls.
That would be so good. I'd be keen on that.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do it. I have this one and you can answer. You can just give us a yes or no, or you can delve into it. This is the last question. Have you ever levitated? If you just want to say a yes or no, that's fine.
Yes, I have levitated. I'll quickly delve into it. I'll tell you where I levitated from and where I levitated to. But yes, I have levitated because I do have magic spells sometimes. But I managed to somehow levitate from Brooke Walklate's toilet to her bed. And when I was found, I was in the same position that you would be sitting on a toilet.
With everything the exact same as you would sitting on the toilet, but just like feet up against the wall on a bed.
Oh, my feet were up against the wall too. Yeah.
Anyway.
So that's me.
Well, you know what? I've had fun. It was good to get to know you.
Maybe I'll ask you some questions next week.
Maybe you can save it till my birthday.
All right. Well,
it can be the birthday special.
That'll give me fucking time to prepare for it. Fucking hell. All right. The only other shit that we've got to talk about this week, obviously it's Derby Day coming up this week. Now, I don't really have a great deal to say about it. I've only just sent through Peter like the list of like who.
Yeah, I'm not going to give any tips, but I might by the time it's on, we might post them on Instagram. I haven't had a good look at the form yet, so I wouldn't feel.
That's exactly. I'm thinking the same thing. All I know is Gunstock is the fave, and then I don't know. Gay Waterhouse's horse Zoo Man was paying $26, and I was like, oh well, I don't mind Gay Waterhouse, so I might throw some money on that. But yeah, obviously a little bit closer to it. Nothing's out yet, even for the Melbourne Cup. Like we've got a list of Melbourne Cup horses and stuff, but I don't even think we'll touch on them. We'll probably just have to talk about, or do you want to talk about the Melbourne Cup?
No, I'm not stressed because I haven't had a good look yet.
Because I literally only sent them to you like 2 seconds before
yeah.
record.
It's also a Tuesday. I think we'd do it a little bit closer to the fact, but we might post our things on Insta or whatever we come up with.
All I know is there's a horse and like I actually picked, like, fun fact for everyone, I actually picked the Melbourne Cup winner last year. I think it was paying like $26, Twilight Payment. So it's third favourite for this year's. And we don't know what's going to get scratched between now and then. But there is a horse called Miami Bound paying $126. And I don't know, I've just got a weird feeling because I'm obviously a Miami Dolphins fan now that there may be a couple of dollars thrown at that one.
Beautiful.
All right, let's move into the accountability of our tips of last week. Now, I think one of the boys at work was just like, I think you need to do a little bit more research before you fucking put your bets on. And I said, Richard, shut the fuck up.
Research.
Shut your mouth. So we'll start off with mine because mine definitely fell through. Fell through. I had the Women's Big Bash League Brisbane Heat. The game was void. I'm guessing it got rained out. So that fucked up. I also had the Dolphins to beat the Falcons, but they went down 30-28. So they just lost. So I feel like
marginally.
Since I have started going for them, they have started losing. And I also put a bet on for the New York Knicks, but that game's being played in December. So I don't know how I accidentally made that mistake. But anyway, that multi itself has fallen ass up. So I don't know. Petey, you had the Celtics to win. And I checked our Instagram post and it had the LA Lakers, but I couldn't find.
I think that's also a future game. So that was from my partner Pernell. I think we've accidentally backed on some futures. I think Celtics did win. So
Celtics did win, but I'm guessing, the LA Clippers won, but I'm like, I don't think that's who she bet on.
No, I don't think so either. Look,
so
I think I'm going to stop taking my tips from Pernell, but it was nice to have him as a part of the show for a week anyway.
But
My
we're gonna
other
move
one was
you on.
obviously the cricket multi, which the only leg I got up in that was Australia head to head. So again, maybe I shouldn't be tipping either, but at least I got one leg.
You got one leg. And to be honest, that futures one, like that's probably still going to keep rolling until December. So
It'll be a nice little Christmas surprise.
it'll be a Christmas surprise for you. Oh, fucking hell. All right. So should we get into our tips of the week this week?
Yep.
All right. Who have you got? How many?
I've just gone one multi this week.
Yeah, go.
So I've gone, as much as I had zero luck this week, I've gone back into the cricket multis. I've gone Australia head to head.
Is this
Warner
the T20?
and Finch. Sorry, not Finch. Warner, yes, the T20. Australia versus Sri Lanka. So
Yeah.
Australia head to head. Warner and Smith to score 20 runs and Stoinis to hit a six. Nice short one. I think it's about $9 all up.
To hit a 60. Perfect. And what did you say? It's about
No,
$9.
Warner, everyone was bagging Warner and said that was a crazy pick, but he actually did get 14 runs. I think he will get over the line this next
I was
game.
going to say, yeah, someone bagged. There was someone who said, oh, he'll be lucky to get that. But I was like, 14's still not a fucking bad effort. So,
Yeah, it was better than most of the batters on our team.
exactly. I was like, don't throw heat at Warner. Our dark princess angel or whatever the Hello Sport boys call him. So I've gone a little bit of a mix this week. I'll get it up just so I know exactly what the odds are. But I've gone the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ashley, be more organized. Sorry, yeah. So Pittsburgh Steelers head to head. So they're taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Brisbane Heat in the Women's Big Bash to beat the Hurricanes. I think that's on. I think that's fucking being played right now, actually. And then I've also gone Golden State Warriors to beat Oklahoma 1-10 in the basketball. So that is
Beautiful.
paying $11.06. So I'll get our bets up, pop them up on the page. Again, pop whatever you want on them. I know our first ones fell through, but like we're getting new to this. We're new to this game. I'm not completely familiar with all these American sports. Cricket's just sort of fresh, so yeah, we can't really.
And at the end of the day, you choose what you put your money on. So you can either take our advice or you don't have to.
But you should still listen. You should still like, subscribe, and 5 stars. You should actually, everyone that listens today and has gotten this far, please refer this to a friend. If you can also take a screenshot of this show and put it on your story and tell them to follow us. We would like more followers. Also, if Apple can reach out and get Peter a new phone. Who else did I want to reach out? Oh, and KO. If KO can reach out. Actually, for those who listened last week, and I promised myself I wasn't going to bring it up, the fuel price scenario issues that we've been having. I did actually send Ampol a message, but they haven't opened it or replied. So I don't know whether we've spooked them or whatever, but we still don't know what's going on with the petrol prices in the world.
Now, we have a couple listener questions. We will whip through these. The first one is, seeing Melbourne Cup is next week. What is your favourite Melbourne Cup win? I'm assuming this means it's a past win. I'm going to kick us off. I don't know what age I was. I think it was the first time Maccabi Diva won the Melbourne Cup, and I happened to pick it in the paper because Dad used to give us $5 in the morning, and we'd pick the picture that we liked the most in the paper, the one that has the little jockeys pictures.
Wow, that's literally still how I bet.
The colours, and Dad would go, righto, you've both got $5 each, pick your favourite, and I picked Maccabi Diva the first time it won, and I was stoked.
Well, that's fantastic. That would have been a few years ago.
So many. I was like fucking 7, 6 maybe. I was pretty young.
Yeah, I was like, I remember that in like primary school.
Yeah, I was in primary school. Young.
Well, I was probably in university then, actually, now that we mention it. My favorite win was obviously the 2021 when Twilight Payment won, because I fucking picked it and it was paying $26 or something. And I was at work and I was like, holy shit, I never win anything. Anyway, so that was mine. I can't really remember any of the other ones. I'm always working and I'm always working. I actually have Melbourne Cup off this year. And I said to one of the boys at work, I'm like, let's like link up at a pub and like actually watch it. We'll be coming off night shift. So the end of the work bender, and then let's have a few hours sleep and then go to a pub and rip and tear.
Well, it's so funny actually. When I used to work at Noah's on the Beach, shout out, we used to have to dress up for Melbourne Cup Day. And now when you think, oh, they dress up for Melbourne Cup Day, you would think that we would dress up in fascinators and the likes, but you're all wrong because they used to make us put on jockey silks and a jockey hat to work.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. When I worked in the bank, we used to like wear fascinators and shit. And I'll write it down so I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find the photo of what we used to fucking wear in the bank.
If I can find my jockey silks photo, I will also send that in.
Yeah,
because
let's try and find it. We'll post it because like I look like an absolute twit in my.
I have a feeling I don't have mine, but someone that I sent it to might. So I'll do some research.
Do some research. What else have we got?
It was ridiculous. Okay, the next one was Blake Ferguson to join Japanese rugby club Greens Rockets. How do you think he'll go? I actually don't follow Japanese rugby like at all. Don't know what the team's like. I think he'll go well. Like he's going there. Did he piss away the idea of playing for Australia already? Is that the go, or is he just going to go and come back? I don't really know.
I have absolutely no input into this question because, I didn't even know he was going to Japanese rugby.
I also didn't. But, I mean, he'll get shitloads of money over there, so good on him. I think he'll do fine.
As for how I think he'll go, I think he'll be fine playing the sport. But, again, I will not be following Japanese rugby. I am now invested in NFL, and that's it.
Yeah, all I know is they get bucket loads of money. I don't really know what the strength of the comp is. I think it would be getting quite strong because they do pay them so much. So I'm sure he'll go fine.
Did Quade Cooper go and play for a Japanese rugby club at some stage?
Suns or something, or Sun Wolves or something. Well, Sun Wolves might just be the Japanese side. But anyway, he played over there, definitely.
Well, look, rugby-wise, I think he'll do well. As for the club, never heard of him. And, I
like the name, though, Greens Rockets. So sounds like Merriweather Greens. I like it.
So we like it. That's our new favorite
Japanese rugby
team. So that's who we'll be supporting when we do get around that.
Yeah. The only other question, we got a late one in that said about Teddy's racial slur, which we have completely covered. So
we've covered that, and it's not true. And just go back and listen to the rest of this, and you'll know. So thanks for sending them in, guys. Sorry about the very last minute question box. Like I said, if I didn't smash my computer like a silly Billy Goat, we wouldn't be in this predicament, but you never know. I'm 28 now. I might have learnt my lesson and be a little bit more gentle with my expensive items. You never know. I might not be, but we'll try and get those question boxes out a little bit earlier in the week because they're always really fun to finish off on.
They are. Thanks for sending in, everyone.
Thanks for your time. And as I said, like, subscribe, 5 stars. Share this on your story, please. Recommend the show to someone. Let's get the followings up and let's get KO to sponsor us. That would be even better.
And get me a new phone, please. Mine doesn't work
Apple.
Well.
Yeah, I'll speak to him tomorrow when I'm there. I'll say,
thanks.
my friend Pete. They'll be like, oh, fuck, it's you again. Oh, you again. You and twice in 1 month. Like a little Indian man. All right. Anything else from you, my friend?
That's it from me.
That's it. Another week of fun, fresh and footy. See you next time.
All I do is